All right, listeners, strap in. Today, we are taking a deep dive into the world of cryptocurrency.
Ooh,
I
exciting.
know, right? I actually have some Wikipedia stuff here and an article
Okay,
that explains how cryptocurrency works.
nice.
So we're going to be going way past just, defining Bitcoin. We'll be
Right.
talking about how it works, the history of it, and where it could be headed. Are you ready to become fluent in crypto?
I think it's more than just fluency. It's challenging the whole idea of money
Well,
and who controls it.
yeah.
That's why I'm so fascinated by it.
So how is cryptocurrency fundamentally different
Mm.
from, let's say, using my debit card?
Well, just imagine a world without central banks.
No banks.
No banks. With cryptocurrency, there's no one in charge.
Oh, wow.
Control is spread across a whole network of computers,
Yeah.
and it uses cryptography to secure all the transactions.
I see.
It's like a massive decentralized ledger that's constantly being updated and verified by everyone on the network.
So that's what the blockchain is, right?
Exactly.
I always hear that term, but it still seems kind of mysterious to me.
Yeah, well, it's the backbone of the whole system.
Huh.
Picture a chain made up of blocks.
Okay.
Each block has a bunch of transactions in it.
Uh-huh.
Every time a transaction happens, it's added to a block, and then that block gets linked to the one before it.
Gotcha.
And this makes an unbreakable chain.
So nobody can go back and mess with the transaction?
Nope,
It's all out there for everyone to see.
that's right. And because the blockchain is spread across so many computers,
Right.
it's incredibly secure.
I see.
If you wanted to change one block,
Yeah.
you'd have to change every single block after it
Whoa.
across the entire network.
Okay, that makes sense.
Basically impossible.
Yeah, now I'm starting to see why people are so excited about its potential.
Right.
But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's rewind a bit.
Okay.
Where did this whole cryptocurrency thing even begin?
Believe it or not, the ideas go all the way back to the 80s and 90s.
Oh, wow, really?
People like David Chaum were already thinking about digital cash systems.
Mm-hmm.
Then there were concepts like Boo Money and BitGold, which kind of laid the groundwork for what we have today.
So they were the precursors to Bitcoin.
Yeah, you could say that. But the big turning point was definitely 2009, when Bitcoin arrived on the scene.
And that's when Satoshi Nakamoto enters the picture, right?
Exactly.
The mysterious creator of Bitcoin.
Very mysterious.
Do we still have absolutely no idea who they are?
Absolutely no idea.
Some people say it was just one genius person.
Right.
Others say it was a group working under a fake name.
Yeah, and to this day, their true identity is still a secret.
Wow, that just adds to the mystique of it all.
It does.
So Bitcoin appears built on this blockchain technology.
Mm-hmm.
But how do people actually get involved? How does the currency part work?
Okay, well, that's where mining comes in.
Mining.
Yeah, it's the process that keeps the blockchain growing and keeps it safe. Essentially, you have these powerful computers. We call them miners, yeah. And they're all competing against each other to solve these really complex math problems.
Wow.
Whoever solves it first gets to add a new block of transactions to the blockchain. They get a reward for their effort.
What kind of reward?
Cryptocurrency.
Ah, so it's like a digital gold rush.
Yes,
But instead of digging in the dirt, they're solving math problems.
exactly. And as more miners join the network,
Yeah.
and it grows,
Uh-huh.
those math problems get harder and harder. You need
Ah.
more and more computing power.
I see.
That's why you hear about these specialized mining hardware and mining pools where miners team up to try and increase their chances of winning.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, this is way more complex than I thought.
Right.
So let's say I want to join in and start mining Bitcoin. What do I need to do?
Well, first of all, you would need a very powerful computer.
Okay.
And nowadays, you probably need specialized hardware called ASICs.
What are those?
They're specifically designed for mining cryptocurrency.
So I can't just download an app on my phone?
No, not quite.
Okay.
Mining takes a lot of resources. But there are other ways to get involved with cryptocurrency
Oh.
without having to do all the mining yourself.
Like what?
You could just buy some on an exchange.
An exchange. Like a stock market, but for crypto.
Exactly.
Okay.
There are all these online platforms where you can buy, sell, and trade all kinds of different cryptocurrencies. They connect buyers and sellers.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So if I buy some cryptocurrency, where do I keep it safe?
Ah, good question. You would need what we call a cryptocurrency wallet.
What's that?
It's basically a secure digital container that stores your private keys, which you need to access and manage your cryptocurrency.
Oh, so if I lose those keys, I lose all my crypto.
That's right.
Yikes. That sounds a little scary.
It is.
Yeah.
Security is very important in the world of cryptocurrency.
I bet.
We'll dive into wallets and security later on, but first, let's talk about what happens when you actually use cryptocurrency to buy something.
Okay.
Is it really anonymous, like everybody says?
Yeah, is it?
Well, not really. Transactions are recorded publicly on the blockchain,
Oh,
but they're linked to your wallet address, not your actual name.
gotcha.
So it's more like a username.
So it's more pseudonymous than anonymous.
Exactly.
Okay, I can see how that would be useful, but also maybe a little problematic.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
There are a lot of discussions around privacy, regulation, and how much anonymity cryptocurrency actually provides.
That makes sense.
It's one of the many fascinating things about this technology
It really is.
that we'll be exploring more deeply.
This is already blowing my mind, and we've only just scratched the surface.
I know.
I'm ready for more. What's next on our crypto adventure?
Let's go beyond Bitcoin
Ooh,
and dive into the world of altcoins.
altcoins.
These are all the other cryptocurrencies that are really shaking things up.
Oh, wow.
Some are designed to be faster,
Okay.
some are more private, and others have entirely new functions.
Okay, bring on the altcoins. I'm ready to expand my crypto horizons.
All right.
All right. I think my brain has recharged enough, ready to keep exploring the world of crypto.
Let's do it.
Before we jump into altcoins, though,
Okay.
something's been on my mind about this whole mining thing.
Oh, yeah.
All that computer power being used
Mm-hmm.
can be good for the environment.
Right? You're right. That's a really important point. And one of the biggest criticisms of cryptocurrency,
I see.
some mining operations use a massive amount of energy.
Wow.
And as the math problems they have to solve get harder,
Yeah.
they need even more electricity to power those computers.
So is it kind of a vicious cycle? The more popular crypto gets, the worse it is for the environment.
It's a big concern. And it's
Mhm.
caused a lot of discussion in the crypto community.
Oh.
Some people are working on making the mining algorithms more energy efficient,
Okay.
and others want to switch to different systems altogether.
Different systems.
Yeah, different ways to verify transactions
I see.
that don't use as much energy.
Are those the consensus mechanisms I've heard about?
Exactly. Remember we were talking about proof of work,
Yeah.
where miners compete to solve those really difficult puzzles?
Yeah.
Well, there's also something called proof of stake.
What's that?
Instead of using all that computing power, people put up some of their own cryptocurrency as collateral
Oh, interesting.
to validate transactions.
I
It
see.
uses way less energy.
So there are alternatives out there.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. Okay, let's get back to the altcoins.
Okay.
What makes them different from Bitcoin? Are they just slightly different versions?
Well, think of Bitcoin as the original.
Right, the OG.
Yeah, the pioneer, proving that it could work.
Yeah.
Altcoins are building on that. They're experimenting with different things,
Okay.
trying to improve on Bitcoin.
Like what kind of things?
For example, one of the biggest complaints about Bitcoin is that it's slow. Transactions take a while to go through.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So Litecoin, for instance, uses a different algorithm to make transactions faster.
Makes sense.
Then there's Ethereum, which is more than just a currency.
Really?
It's a platform for building decentralized applications.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Decentralized applications.
Yeah, and it uses something called smart contracts.
Oh, man, that sounds like a whole other deep dive. Can you give me the quick version?
Okay, so imagine contracts that basically execute themselves.
Huh.
You don't need lawyers or anyone in the middle.
Interesting.
They're pieces of code that automatically carry out the terms of the agreement.
Oh, wow.
And Ethereum lets developers build all sorts of applications on top of this,
Okay.
like decentralized exchanges, games, even whole organizations.
Organizations run by code.
Yeah, they're called DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations.
This is crazy. But I guess that's what makes crypto so interesting.
It is.
It's not just money. It's about changing how we think about all these systems.
Exactly. And every altcoin has its own unique purpose and potential.
Right.
Like Ripple, for example.
Yeah.
It's all about making cross-border payments more efficient, especially between financial institutions.
So it's a whole different world out there.
It really is.
All right, I am officially down the altcoin rabbit hole, but let's go back to something we talked about before.
Sure.
Wallets and security.
Okay.
You mentioned that if I lose my keys, I lose all my cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
How do I prevent that from happening?
The important thing is to choose the right wallet for you
Hmm.
and understand the risks.
Okay.
You have software wallets, which are apps on your phone or computer.
Yeah.
They're convenient, but they can be vulnerable to hacking.
Gotcha.
Then you have hardware wallets.
What are those?
They look like little USB sticks, and they're designed to keep your keys offline so they're super secure.
So if I'm just starting out with crypto,
Yeah.
maybe a software wallet is okay.
Probably.
But if I have a lot invested,
Mm-hmm.
I should get a hardware wallet.
That's a good way to think about it.
Okay.
But no matter what kind of wallet you use, there are some basic security rules you should always follow.
Like what?
Never share your private keys with anyone.
Okay.
Watch out for phishing scams.
Right.
And always turn on two-factor authentication for all your accounts.
Got it.
Basically, treat your crypto keys like the keys to your house.
Okay.
You wouldn't just give those to anyone.
No, definitely not.
Yeah,
So crypto security is no joke.
not at all.
But with all this talk about decentralization and no central authority, are there no rules or regulations in the crypto world?
Well, that's a common misunderstanding.
Okay.
Crypto was created to give people financial freedom and independence,
Right.
but it's not a lawless Wild West.
Oh, okay.
Governments and regulators all over the world are working on creating rules for cryptocurrency.
Interesting.
They're trying to figure out how to classify it, how to tax it,
Got it.
how to protect people, and how to stop illegal activity.
So it's still evolving.
Yeah.
Trying to find a balance between the new technology and the old rules.
Exactly. And the crypto community itself is involved too. There's a lot of self-regulation and ethical discussions happening within the space.
That makes sense.
It's a dynamic situation with lots of different people trying to shape the future of crypto.
This deep dive is really showing me that cryptocurrency is way more than just a tech thing.
Yeah,
It's also about society and economics.
absolutely.
It's really complex with lots of contradictions.
It is, and it's just getting started.
Oh, wow.
As more people and businesses use it,
Uh-huh.
the impact is going to get even bigger.
My brain is officially full. I think we need a little break before we finish our deep dive. All right, we're back for the final part of our crypto deep dive.
Time to wrap things up.
We've talked about the technology and all the trends,
Hmm.
but we haven't really talked about the big elephant in the room,
What's that?
cryptocurrency prices. They're all over the place.
Yeah, that's true.
It's exciting, but it's also kind of scary.
It can be.
So tell me, what really drives those prices up and down? For Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the altcoins?
Yeah.
Is it just people speculating, or is there something else going on?
Well, there's definitely some speculation involved. but,
Right.
Like, with anything you can buy or sell, it comes down to supply and demand.
Right.
If more people want to buy a certain cryptocurrency than sell it,
Yeah.
the price goes up.
And if more people want to sell,
The price goes down.
right, basic economics.
Exactly.
But what affects that demand? I mean, it's not like there's a limited number of digital coins.
Well, actually, some cryptocurrencies do have a limited supply.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Bitcoin.
Right.
There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins.
Huh. So that scarcity makes them more valuable.
It can, yeah.
Interesting.
But it's not just that. A lot of different things can affect the price.
Like what?
Media coverage, hype on social media, even celebrities talking about it.
Oh, yeah, like when Elon Musk tweets about Dogecoin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That kind of thing can make prices skyrocket
Wow.
or crash.
I see. So it's all about how people feel about a cryptocurrency.
Partly, yeah. But there are also bigger economic factors at play. Things like inflation, interest rates, even what's happening on global politics.
So it's not just about the technology, it's tied to everything else in the world.
Right. And it's becoming even more interconnected now that big investors are getting involved.
Big investors.
Yeah, like hedge funds, pension funds, even some governments.
Whoa, really? They're buying cryptocurrency.
They are.
Wow, that's a long way from the early days of Bitcoin, when it was mostly just tech people experimenting with it.
It is. Things have changed a lot.
But with all this mainstream attention, there are bound to be some challenges, right?
Yeah, definitely. One of the biggest challenges is regulation.
Right.
Governments are still trying to figure out what to do with cryptocurrency, how to classify it, how to tax it, how to protect consumers,
Makes sense.
and how to prevent illegal activity.
So it's a bit of a Wild West out there.
In some ways, yes.
But even with all the risks and challenges,
Uh-huh.
there's also a lot of potential, right? We've talked about financial inclusion,
Yeah.
making cross-border payments easier,
Right.
even the possibility of these decentralized autonomous organizations.
It's pretty amazing.
It feels like we're just scratching the surface of what cryptocurrency could do.
I think you're right. We're still in the early stages of this technology. It's kind of like the internet back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
We knew it was going to change the world,
Yeah,
but we couldn't have predicted exactly how.
that's a good point.
I think the same is true for cryptocurrency It has the potential to change everything about finance, but even more than that.
This has been an incredible deep dive. I feel like I've learned so much about this crazy, complex world.
Me too.
But this is probably just the beginning of my crypto journey.
I think so.
Before we go, do you have any final words of wisdom?
Stay curious, stay informed, and never stop asking questions.
Good advice.
The world of cryptocurrency is always changing.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So you need to keep learning. And remember, knowledge is power when it comes to crypto.
Well said. And to you, our listener, we hope this deep dive has inspired you to explore the world of cryptocurrency even further. The future of finance is being written right now, and you could be part of it. Thanks for joining us.